we're already halfway through the day for today. And welcome back to the caster desk with me, Donaviska, and also El Doge. And we're gonna see the second Erangel is gonna be played by all of the countries, all of the teams here. Finally, we got to see the second Erangel.
Yep. Chinese Taipei did it well when it comes to the first Erangel. Not only chicken dinner, but double-digit elimination. So, we'll see another Chinese Taipei with aggression, defending also so good, or even the other team will play really well? Because I think from the distribution of power, it's already quite changed a bit when it comes to Sunhawk, I think. So Vietnam is still strong. We know Vietnam is a really strong country when it comes to Sunhawk, but the other team, like Morocco, can ups and down. Then the team like Saudi, ups and down also, and team like Kazakhstan, even with a lot of elimination, but not a good placement for a while. So yeah, it's still so competitive coming from all the countries, all the region in the grand finals.
Did I predict it for Vietnam the last time?
I am. And you are too.
Yay!
Let's go.
Finally.
I think because we cast a lot about PUBG Mobile, especially at Southeast area, Southeast Asia. I mean, like Vietnam is really strong. Xavier is one of the best example, and look at Eagle. Also, I think same gameplay. They are just quite patient, wait for the right momentum, have the good compound, and at the end, we are still strong with 4 players, and you guys are already wiped for about 2-3 players, so easy lah.
Yeah, easy lah. But it was the flag down there that you just saw, it was actually like from the previous match, which is Sunhawk actually, And how about Erangel? After the domination of Chinese Taipei, and they were really strong, the Chinese Taipei playing in Erangel, and we we witnessing some of the greatest move or the greatest war has been happening in the first Erangel. What do you think the second Erangel is gonna be? How is it from your perspective?
Because it's still the first day, Donna. So it really depends on the circle. We can say that the only team, it's quite bold, but I can say this, the only team I think so far with the good or even great movement about the short decision making, I think it's Jordan. Jordan's creative enough to move around. I mean, even they are not favored by the circle, they still can go toward the circle, but most of the team still favors by the circle if they want to play well. But I think it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect a lot, because it's still the first day.
It's still the first day. Yeah, it's still the first day. They got their lesson learned in the first Erangel, and I think whatever they want to do in this Erangel is gonna be like the last chance for them, because like we saw some of the drop spot is being like contested by one or more. Obviously, it's more than one, right? Because like it's contested, 2 or more contender here or countries here. So I think we are gonna still see the same or the similar kind of drop spot here in this Erangel, because like this is the last chance for them to really prove, are they really deserve that drop spot, or they are the one who's gonna like went away or back off from that drop spot?
I mean, when it comes to chance, I agree with you. But do you want to throw any more games?
I think why not? Because like it's only the first day.
You're quite extreme, actually.
If I'm talking about my perspective, like this is only the last chance, because like if you lose, especially like in the scenario of Indonesia versus
Jordan.
Jordan, right?
School and apartment,
school and also apartment. If I am Indonesia, I didn't really like satisfied with my result with that kind of war, and I want to prove myself once again before I decide whether I want to go back from school, or I'm gonna be like the conqueror of school. But maybe talking about in terms of like pro players' perspective is gonna be like quite different.
Yeah, I mean, respecting to your opinion, it still can be. So maybe without further ado, we are going to the 4th game of the day. Back to the OG map, Erangel. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fourth game of the day. And right now, Erangel is gonna be taken off from Novorep-Noye, I believe, onto the southern area of hospital itself, and it's gonna be like a very sweet spot, a very sweet flight path though for a lot of teams that has their drop spot around as MB Island. But as far as I can see, and for now, nobody is gonna drop in onto SMB area.
I mean, it's quite unique because we knew Chinese Taipei is actually one who are doing the scrapping technique or scrapping strategy when it comes to the play-ins. I think, yeah, maybe they are still reading the map. They are still analyzing where is the exact position they still can play with. But I think one team that will quite having a tough time is Saudi Arabia because the previous Erangel they're playing at Yasnaya Poliana, even scrapping doing there, but right now it's quite far. So this is what the condition we discuss a lot when it comes to Battle Royale. If the flight path is far from your home or your drop spot, you will need to have a B plan or even C plan, but the circle again going to the west side. So maybe a kind of similar gameplay from the first Erangel we'll see later, but this is what I'm talking about. I think Indonesia realized it is so hard to contest any more maps because not only Erangel, they are not collecting a lot of points when it comes to the other maps. The maximum for Indonesia, I think, at the Miramar, and it's not that huge about a point.
Yeah.
So they are moving towards another place, but Jordan is so far also from their home. So it is fighting with Indonesia, and I think it's like Ragnarok can't do anything about it without any weapon. So free elimination for Willy aja.
Ragnarok be like, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I know now why Ragnarok did that Sajava still not moving at all. Not even like moving a single bit because, like, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're having a little bit of trouble and technical issue maybe for this match, and we are gonna have another rematch happening for Erangel once again. So all of the players is gonna play their maximum.
I mean, like, information for all of the viewers. From what I knew, the regulation is if it is still less than 3 minutes inside a game and there's a bug and it would having or giving a really hard time for most of the players, the rematch still can be happen. So yeah, we respect what the referee giving towards the players because back again, this is the grand final and the prize pool is not that little, even a huge one, 100,000 USD. So who doesn't want to play their best? So that way, we respect about the result
rules,
the result, but the rematch. So we'll wait and see how about the second Erangel will happen.
Yeah, regardless talking about the timing itself, about the rules itself, all of the tournament has their own rules that in the rule book already. So yeah, we're gonna respect that, all of the rules. So yeah, more time for us to talk about all of the things that happening in the world, because like in this IESF 14th World Esports Championship, not only PUBG Mobile is running right now, because like we actually like have a venue that right next to us is CSGO.
Yeah, we have Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So
and right now is on fire.
It's really on fire. I think it is the effect from our venue. I mean, our venue is fire stage, but their venue is ice stage. So maybe it's, you know, the law of physics. So the what? The heat is
energy
going,
is like
it's like
slashing
each other.
Yeah.
It's like the heat going from the fire stage toward the icy stage. So it's going so well there, I guess, because a lot of shouting. What is that?
Actually, El Doge, it's as simple as Indonesia is playing right now, actually.
Oh, yeah?
For CSGO, yeah.
I'm quite jealous. I can watch it.
And Indonesia is playing against Vietnam now.
Ooh.
And fun fact is, I was there, actually. Like, it's a little bit of intermezzo for you guys, because like we're gonna talking about like all of the other stuff that's happening around IESF itself. So yeah, and I was there. Vietnam is doing pretty well, actually, for now, for quite some time. And I go back here, Vietnam won the Sandhawk.
What a coincidence.
Yeah.
What a coincidence. But I think, without further ado, finally we are going to witness the next Erangel. So, Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go. All right, all right, all right. Is it gonna be like a U-turn kind of flight path? Oh
No, no, no,
no.
no. This is a different flight path.
Different, totally different, a whole another flight path coming from the southern area of the Erangel itself towards the eastern Zarkir shooting range for now. And with that kind of information, talking about the SMB Island, I'm really intrigued that like after the first Erangel, I think like a lot of teams already know their non-existing players or teams is occupying the SMB Island. Why not one of the countries is actually take the SMB Island by themselves?
I mean, when it comes to the perspective of the team, the exact result is 100% sure when it comes to the end of the day. So I think they are still collecting all of the data. They are still collecting all of the behavior coming from all the teams, because when you are playing PUBG Mobile, you are not only facing one enemy, one opponent, but how you treat yourself beside all the 15-1. So you really need to know what is the exact movement, and also the timing may be coming from the other team. So let's see later, because the circle, I think it favors a lot of team. It helps them a lot. So maybe third circle, fourth circle, the fight will happen, not in the beginning.
Yeah. What I love about like this battle royale thing game is actually like PUBG Mobile in particular. We see that the circle is actually, in terms of like the position, is quite similar than the previous one, but the circle is only moves a bit towards the center or the eastern side area of the map itself, but it changes a lot of perspective, it changes a lot of play, it changes a lot of timing that the players is gonna have in terms of the early play itself. So yeah, only a little change in terms of the circle itself, but a whole bunch or a bigger changes happening in terms of playstyle.
I mean, it is very simple when it comes to Battle Royale. One small change, I guess, is or will affects a lot. Somehow we can say that at the play-ins, even though the most of the teams right now at the grand final is from play-ins, which is which are 11 teams. Right now, adding more 5, it changed a lot. First of all, the population of the players, it changed about the movement. You can't be that low awareness like you already played at the play-ins.
Yeah.
You need to step that up. That's one point. The second one is about the behavior. You can't do the same movement like you already did at the play-in. So that way, Battle Royale is a very complex game. You can't just see by one vision. You
Yeah.
need to see about how the others enemy play. Maybe the closest to you is the most important one.
Yeah.
You do not need to control all of the players, but you need to think about the closer or the close teams near about your drop spot.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking about like this kind of game, like battle royale kind of game, PUBG
Okay.
Mobile in particular, the sweet thing about this game is actually like every single game changes a lot, because like we discuss it, right? But before we discuss it further, Brazil and also Maldives is meeting each other up earlier in this game, and 1v1 or 1-for-1 situation, but Brazil managed to take back news to get up for the war again.
I mean, this is the special thing. I mean, from Brazil, from the previous game, even from the start of the grand finals, they are so strong when it comes to intacting all of the players. If they are still on the full power, they are playing really well. They are so aggressive. They are not afraid of anything. But I think Maldives want to take the chance. They do not want to be quite passive. Even one player still there, still waiting for the time to shot towards the player of Brazil. But we are moving to the side of Kazakhstan. The scrapping area near the farm is their place to loot, because I think from the flight path is actually quite far to Milta, so they do not go towards Milta easily, so that way they are still do the scrapping. But Maldives, I think Mauray knew it is not easy to take down player from Brazil, because the smoke from Brazil is also good to blind the vision from Maldives.
Yeah, the Maldives forced to go away from area that has been occupied by Team Brazil. But I really like how Team Brazil is moving right now. 3 men inside of a single vehicle, and they want to scrape around the Gatka, maybe to hunt the players from Team Maldives as well. But they need to be careful because I noticed that there were still 1 man from Team Maldives inside of a compound that Team Brazil didn't check anyway.
Yeah, that's totally true. That's another art of PUBG Mobile, you know, like maybe you already fought a good fight when it comes to you took down one of the players, like what Brazil did towards the players of Maldives. But next on, if Brazil lowering their awareness, maybe something will or something bad will happen to their team, and that can be happen. Luckily for Brazil right now, they are intent to move around and searching for their place. But I think this is what we call a fate. Fate between Brazil and some Maldives, but it is too risky though. Why players from Brazil stop their vehicle? It's not even only 1 or 2, but 3 players from Brazil easily taken down by the player from Maldives.
Nobody expect that actually, even we that watch the position of Team Maldives player and also the movement of the Team Brazil didn't expect that kind of thing happening. Actually, thing really goes south for Team Brazil for now. And just like that, only 1 man remaining for Team Brazil. They wanted to like really make an aggression towards the Team Maldives, and I saw a lot of or a high confidence level that Team Brazil has. But with that kind of surprise, the confidence went down.
I mean, like, it's a high-risk movement. Even starting from 1 vehicle only already make me questioning about their decision. But Maldives, I think that's a really tricky movement. One doing the prone on the open field who expect the player will do kind like that. And that's what I like coming from Maldives. But again, Brazil still have 1 player. We'll see later because when it comes to 1 player, I think I'm really curious about how Arthur playing right now for Jordan, because usually or often when it comes to the play-ins, when Jordan already left with only 1 man standing, it's Arthur there. And Arthur saved a lot of placement when it comes to Jordan, so they can achieve the goals to the grand final.
Exactly. For now, we're gonna see like a little bit of a low impact or a low steady movement or play style that has been played by all of the countries is contradictory from what we saw early on in the first Erangel. I think like a lot of team has been learned a lot from the previous Erangel though. They learned about their drop spot. They learned about the rotation itself. Rotation itself. So yeah, and they learn quite well for now, and it really surprised me how the learning process or the adaptation is quite fast.
Yeah, that's the quality of grand finalists, you know. They really need to have that kind of skills, kind of level, because you know the prize pool is huge, so that way they really want to show their best. I repeat it a lot because that's what they need. It's only 15 matches, and look at this, ladies and gentlemen, the new structure when it comes to the new Erangel, near the scrapping of 12 house. In Bahasa we say that rumah 12, right? So it's a 12 house. So let's see how the movement coming from Sri Lanka, because I think for the grand final, especially for the first day, the behavior is still the same. All the players intend to go towards the middle part of the circle faster than others. They just want to have their compound, and it's usual for the first day. But we'll see later, because some teams like Kazakhstan, like team that far from the circle, they are adapting quite well. They do not want to follow the train. They just want to use the best gameplay when it comes to the far ahead to the circle, and I think still work pretty well for Kazakhstan.
Yeah, pretty well for Kazakhstan. Is it gonna work pretty well also with all of the other contestants here? Especially if we are looking at Indonesia's move now in terms of the rotation. They actually like having a little bit of a challenge if they want to move inside or towards the circle itself, because in front of them there are several teams is already having the choke point, one of them being the Eagle or Team Vietnam, and the other as well guarding up the Rozok area. But before we see the big movement or the big war between the teams that I just mentioned, we also can see the position of Team Chinese Taipei. For
Oh, yeah.
now, they are safe and sound.
I mean, China's Taipei lowering their aggression. They are going to the compound right now and standing still there for a while. But I really like how they park their vehicle well, so it doesn't, or it, it doesn't easy to be shot by the other team. Same goes to South Korea. But I want to give my opinion about
Yeah.
Indonesian team because they are moving from their usual drop spot. Right now, they are quite confused, if I can say,
Yeah.
because the movement is. I don't know, maybe they are still analyzing
Yeah.
how the other team playing and how they adapt with this condition, because changing your drop spot, especially at the level of this gameplay, is never easy. So we'll see later, but the team with the same gameplay, same behavior, starting from the play-ins up until now, Pakistan. I think I still do not have any words for this team. They are still playing really conservative. They are intent to avoid an early fight, and that's good for them because so far Pakistan still having a good time at the second circle.
Yeah, if you have a really good aggression or a really good offense, skill up for offensive, the other team as well, might as well you stay on track, you stay on to the last game to really like securing more or enough placement points, and also when it comes to the late game, then you can build an aggression or you can offense all of the players, all of the enemies, so you can also pocket it or collecting more elimination points. So yeah, both of the strategy works really well. All of the strategy, I might say, in terms of like in this game like PUBG Mobile, works really well. But we're looking on top of the highest mountain in the area of hospital itself. Vietnam now become the conqueror of the mountain itself, looking down onto Turkey's position. It's quite like unique because like previously in the first Erangel, Turkey is actually like the first team or the first country to occupy the top of the mountain in the hospital area. But now it seems like they don't have any confidence.
That's the
With
point
that.
I want to discuss. I mean, like Vietnam just got the winner chicken dinner.
Yeah.
The confidence level is really growing when it comes to Vietnam, and I think the moving coming out from Vietnam and adding the fact that they are playing at the outer side of circle when it comes to the play-ins, really giving them opportunity at this game. But I think we'll see later because the third circle just happened and this is the real deal happen. Egypt already moving quite aggressive with 4 players in attack, and I guess Egypt won't go toward the Church of Pochinki, but South Korea, like I already mentioned, defending the compound and parking their vehicle quite well. They are not expected by the players of Egypt, and suddenly a shot coming from South Korea. Oh, South Korea actually faster going to the Church of Pochinki right now. So it is not easy for Egypt. Like I already mentioned, it is the destination for Egypt, but already guarded quite well for or from South Korea.
Yeah. And I think like, I don't know what are they gonna do in terms of like Egypt's side. Are they gonna like retake the church area or they are gonna went away? But Math Boy though become the frontliner from South Korea, managed to take one man down from Egypt. And because of that, Egypt's defensive is quite massive for now, but Krona able to counterattack Team South Korea. And just like that, Team South Korea also a bit of a confusion is going around them now.
I mean, Iraq is there also. Iraq has a good vision and shooting towards both of the parties, which is South Korea and also Egypt. Even one of the players from Iraq being knocked down still can be revived. This is the problem when
Yeah.
it comes to fight between a lot of buildings. And look at Iraq. Kalaga, again, classic Kalaga.
Yeah.
He doesn't didn't want to stop. He won the words. He want to boost up his mentality. And look at this strategy. Classic one. Using the fan, reduce the sound or what the sound visualization of the movement, and right now closing to South Korea. Be careful, Will. Be careful, all the players from South Korea, because Kalaga is coming to hunt you down.
Oh my god, become the sneaky assassin Kalaga he is now. South Korea, previously, they are the king of the church area of the Pochinki, but for now, things goes quite south for them because like they sandwiched by two strong contender as well. Egypt being the one of them, Iraq is the other one as well, but South Korea actually usually they can manage the situation quite well. And now the circle is still favoring the northern area of Pachinke. The church area is still inside of the circle itself. So the battle between Egypt, Iraq, and also South Korea doesn't really need to like being pressured by the circle itself.
But I think this is the Chinese Taipei. Same goes to the first Erangel. What they did is really just holding the fourth circle happen, and I think this is the moment for them. But we are moving to the south or the side part of Egypt. They are still confused. They want to go to the circle, but there is a movement coming from Brazil. They are back to their land. They're back to the terrain itself, but it's still not safe. We know earlier South Korea, they're shooting coming from Iraq also. I do not know. They still want to play at the south part of the circle, but coming to Brazil, left with only one player. Welcome by Jordan, and another elimination for Jordan to this game.
Brazil go out of the game quite too soon for now, being the first team being eliminated. But with this much of team, 15 teams we have remaining still in the fourth circle, it's gonna be like a big chaos happening quite soon, especially with the moving from Saudi Arabia. Egypt spotted one man down, Dummy being the one man that been spotted by Corona, but Corona still holding on to his ground for now, but not with all of the others players from Team Egypt. Yusuf and also Tail riding one vehicle in the same boat now, really fishing out the players from Saudi Arabia.
I mean, it's too bold, I guess, from Egypt. Even one of the players being knocked down. I think they still confused. They want to play near the church. It is not safe. Even right now going to the circle, it is not safe either, because the shooting coming from a lot of direction, from Maldives, from Kazakhstan, a lot of team near the Egypt movement. But right now Maldives, I think, is being spotted on too, because they shot a lot. But Vietnam going down from the mountain, but being contested. And look at that backup from the Nate. Maldives starting the day, or starting the Erangel with a strong performance, but they are ended. After that, Vietnam at the same time. This is really chaotic, like I already predicted. Fourth circle will be a lot of war, a lot of battles.
Yep, exactly. That was a beautiful grenade that thrown by Team Vietnam actually, but too bad for them. They are eliminated because like all of the other teams around them spotted them down really easily actually. So on to the next battle now, because Sri Lanka spotted down by Solis from Turkey. Sushti being the victim of Team Iraq actually, because like Sushti being pinched down by not one team but also the other team as well. But Solzu, after a lot of tapping that coming from him, it's not gonna be like on point, but we're gonna have a big battle between Team Indonesia versus Kazakhstan right now in the Regis area of the open field in this Erangel.
Yep, there's a good option coming from Team Indonesia, because a lot of players are not regrouping at the same time. One player is still behind due to backup. One more is going right now because they know there will be a close combat. And the DBS coming from Kazakhstan still too strong. Willie Aja do the hip fire, but little more. What a good nade. And I think this is the momentum. This is starting. If they are, or if they have more nades, it can be connected. But the next nade coming from Team Kazakhstan, and the threat happened 3-on-3 situation right now, but they are still not inside the circle, so it's not too good for both of the parties. Martin still waiting, still defending, because one of the teammates is still doing the revive, but I do not know where's the exact location for the last man from behind. But I think coming right now from Indonesia, but Kazakhstan. TAQ being knocked down, still not be revived because there are a lot of shots coming from a lot of direction. Even right now, Sri Lanka, the last man standing doom, being punished by the player of Turkey with a vehicle.
Oh my god, this Kazakhstan position is actually not really good because like not only with Indonesia, they're also spotted down by Saudi Arabia and also Team Egypt. And now this is like a big calamity coming from them, especially with Brunei approaching the position between Indonesia and also Team Thailand, which is Team Kazakhstan. Indonesia really need to pop the smokes up in the left side area of their defensive area to really covering up the angle coming from Team Bahrain. But the other area as well is going to be like a big calamity for them, especially in the edge area of the circle. But Indonesia, though, they went away from the wall.
I mean, that's a good or the wise decision for Indonesia to go toward the circle right now. But is it quite faster or not? Because Egypt are there. Chinese Taipei is the only team with the biggest advantage so far because they're still holding the compound. But for Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan not finished yet with Indonesia being punished by the gameplay of Brunei Darussalam. Brunei Darussalam today really stepping up their gameplay, especially for the third-party situation. But Indonesia, I think they move towards the wrong decision because Chinese Taipei, like I already mentioned a lot, really enjoy to be inside the compound, just defending. But a lot of shots already coming right now. Jordan want to try towards the circle. Even two players already being knocked down. But the others too, this is what we want to see from the grand finalists because the backup is still there. Even they are conquering the edge of the circle, the revive still can be happen.
Oh my god, I saw a lot of confusion coming from Indonesia for now. And just like that, Indonesia only left with one man remaining inside or in the middle of everyone there. Willia Aja, hang on there. But we're gonna witnessing another big fight coming from the edge of the circle because like this is like what they got to do. They have to do. But Willia Aja, inside of the smoke, inside of a big smoke, it's actually like a kind of risky situation or position because if there's a smoke, another team is gonna like sniffs out Willia Aja's position. But we're gonna witnessing another big fight coming from Iraq and also versus Team Saudi Arabia. SK Tone is down by Kalaga with M4, and that was a beautiful, beautiful shot coming from Kalaga. And on top of that, following up with another utility gaming. Not only utility gaming, but also vehicle gaming is real.
In a short time, two teams being wiped out after Saudi Arabia. Following after that is Saudi Arabia, really too strong contender from play-ins, being knocked out easily. But we are moving toward the southern or the northern part with an aerial view. A lot of team will try toward the circle. The strong contender, Turkey right now, backstabbing player from Iraq. One of the players being knocked down, and right now the situation is same. 3-on-3 and using the vehicle again. This is a really technique coming from PMGC and really having a lot when it comes to the grand final. Look at the shot. Soulless really taking the soul coming from players of Iraq. Iraq is left alone with only two players, I believe. One even right now. Kalaga trying to defend, but the bait coming from Turkey just really amazing. The backfire from behind, and Iraq need to go to the lobby right now. That's a great movement. Amazing one, if I can say, from Turkey.
Oh my god, but Willia Aja though. Oh my god, in the middle of everyone has been spot down because like the smokes is out, and now we're down only with four teams now, 4 countries, and some of them I can see or I can notice hasn't really had a really strong setup yet. But Jordan though with Gaga, he spotted down the players from Morocco, 2 men down from Morocco, and things go south from Morocco itself because like they initiate a war itself. But Turkey though, Turkey joined the fight with the vehicle. Another crash happening towards Team Jordan's player, and just like that, Gaga as the last man standing really take the revenge towards the Turkish player, and now Gaga is still alive.
I mean, Jordan really, really amazing today. I already said to you, Donna, they are the most creative one. Even being pushed, they still can manage to defend well. even the hip fire with the prediction, with the AK towards the smoke or through the smoke, it still can be happened. Look at Gaga. Gaga with a front shot, down with the utility. It's quite unique, but it is predicted quite well with one of the strongest contender also coming from the region winner, Morocco, as 1 million Esports. But the battle still occur right now. Turkey is okay, will just lay down, will just waiting for the time, but not for Chinese Taipei. And also team 1 million or Morocco. Morocco left only with only 3 players. Chinese Taipei with 4 players. This is what I'm curious about. I always make my statement when you are passive all the time when it comes to the game. Do you ready or are you ready for the last battle? Because sometimes, even though Morocco left alone with 3 players, but they fought a lot of battle. Turkey even with 1 player left. Maybe there will be something surprising coming from Turkey. So let's see. Let's see.
There's 2 things. Are you ready to make war or do you ready to lose?
Do you ready to lose?
Yes, let's see, because we are gonna be approaching the late game, the end game. What do you watch now? What
Morocco
do you
reviving the teammates, so they are on tag or in tag again with 4 players. So this will be big between those teams, and I really like how proactive Morocco doing right now, using the vehicle, try to spot is there any enemies lying around, because you know it's really interrupting you if there is someone who isn't not seeing or who isn't visible enough to be taken down. But Chinese Taipei, they play slow but sure. They are using the high ground, which is the rooftop of the compound, to searching for the enemy. And I think Chinese Taipei already knew where is the exact location of the players from Turkey.
Yeah, Changfu is gonna be like the key man of the team because he got like such a big vision towards Team Morocco now. But I really like how Morocco still has their awareness towards the last man standing from Team Turkey, which is Solke. And I believe that Solke is gonna like having quite a hard time facing Team Morocco right now, especially with the blue zone. And also not only blue zone, Shark is also having the same or locking him down. Solke is in a big trouble now.
Totally. Or even a very short movement coming for the Solke, because it's just there, the top 3 for Turkey. But this is a big fight. 4-on-4 situation between Morocco and also Chinese Taipei. The key man, which is Ho Xuan, coming from the top of the rooftop. He still managed to took down 1 player from Team Morocco, but even the trade happened. Morocco still left behind with only 2 active players, 1 even at the low HP, which is Lazy Boy. So I think this is the momentum for Chinese Taipei. Shark K, due to proactive movement, going towards the players from Morocco. The smoke already there, but the divan coming from Morocco still strong, but the shot coming from the Chinese Taipei. And congratulations, the back-to-back Erangel champion for Chinese Taipei.
Oh my God! Congratulations, Chinese Taipei, of getting the winner chicken dinner, the second winner chicken dinner of today. And with that being said, for now, for this first day, they are the king of Erangel.
They are the king of Erangel. I really like how they treat Erangel so well. I mean, they do not want to intend any unworthy fight. Their movement coming toward the circle is really good. They are searching for the compound that will be a very good investment when it comes to the late game, and they did it pretty well. It is the same condition, I guess, from the previous game. They are so good when it comes to the rotation, waiting for the right time. They are not too aggressive when it comes to the open field, and they won the fight. And this is so interesting coming from Maldives, who expect Eddie will do the front there, right? Even the Brazil players are surprised. And this is the shortest time 2 teams just being wiped out. Maldives sent back to the lobby, then Vietnam after that, just less than 5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Eddie's thing is actually one of the best thing that is happening like in this tournament. Actually is giving like a big surprise towards the enemy team without any contest, without any counter attack towards Eddie himself. But talking about Chinese Taipei though, I do really like about them is like everything whatever thing happened in Erangel, they executed pretty well, so well. 10 more elimination point has been pocketed by them for now. The same elimination point that they collected back in the first Erangel now.
I mean, how it can be though? 10 elimination, kind of same condition, playing from the compound to compound, defending up until the late game. I think the only difference from Chinese Taipei at the second Ranger from the previous one is they do not use a lot of utility because they are on the top of the goals or the objective from all the other teams. They are inside a compound, so the other teams is the one who need contest them.
Yeah.
They are just defending with a good shot, especially Hoshuan going to the top of the. Oh my God! Sorry, so sorry.
What is it?
I just quite speechless for the amount of throw use.
Yeah.
I just discussing with you for about the throw use coming from Chinese Taipei, but for a total, it's almost 400-ish. So it's so huge. I think it is coming from all the teams that try to survive when it comes to the open field area.
Obviously.
Yeah.
One of them being Indonesian, actually, right?
yeah,
because
yeah.
like the last man standing Willia Aja really pops a lot of smokes to covering himself up. And also about the last game or the last dance between like Chinese Taipei and also the enemy Morocco themselves. There were like a lot of throwable has been used there in
It's
the
actually true.
the grenades, the Molotov dough, and
Smokes.
actually, what is missing in this overall statistic, particularly for this game, is actually vehicle kills.
Vehicle kills, yeah, because a lot of vehicle destroyed, and also a vehicle doing the elimination for the team. But I want to mention about something. I think this is the first game when there is no one being eliminated outside of the circle, because the total elimination is 60 and China's Taipei is still having 4, so all the teams are fighting. All the teams are fighting, no one being eliminated outside of the circle. And please welcome Huo Xuan, the player that I mentioned a lot, doing a very good job going to the top of the compound itself. And look at the heals, it is less than 50, showing that they are guarding their place well, and they are not interrupting a lot of fights, they're just suppressing around, and the total elimination with damage is quite similar. So really so precise when it comes to the gameplay coming from Ho Xuan himself.